in Red Hot Racing Circuit for Spain. You know, anyone that follows anything that's been done on this channel, or like made like any series on this channel, should be plenty familiar with Catalonia by now. And so am I, by the same stretch. I've driven on it so many times in Time Loop and just in other things in my spare time, including this game and the earlier Formula 1 games that I have, which is every single one up to from like 16 to now. So the last 4, not all of them obviously. It wasn't really, I didn't even know what F1 really was back in like 2014. One thing that has me a bit concerned is while the McLaren here should be pretty good at this track because of all of its aero and chassis rating, although the chassis is much better than the powertrain. Which reminded me, we should actually probably look at how our car stacks up to... Yeah, we're still kind of weak. We're ahead of Toro Rosso and Renault now. Williams is the second best engine. That's kind of scary, but that's because it's a Mercedes engine. And they still have no handling, as you can see. So, AI in this game tend to be... I didn't skip these practice sessions, oops. They tend to be a lot better at tracks that require downforce. This track requires a moderate amount, but basically all of the AI have the base setup on, which has 6 downforce. Can go anywhere from 1 to 11, both on the front and the rear. So they have 6 front, 6 rear, right in the middle. Thing is, most human players will be running at least like 7.8 or 7.7 or something like that. Depending on your depending on your suspension setup and whatnot, you can probably get away with 5.6, 6.6, etc. I don't think I do that though. I don't really remember what my setup is, to be honest. I want to say it's like 6.7 or 5.7. But I guess we'll see when I put it on when I get into the session, so... Dun, dun, dun.
You join us today at the Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya for what's bound to be a really hectic qualifying as the teams compete to set the best lap times.
So let's look at this here. I'm a little bit off. The 610. I honestly don't think I need it that high. Don't think I need that much fuel in the car either. So just get a lap now.
Okay, we'll alter the setup of the car.
There's a Toro Rosso there. Son of a gun. But Barcelona is quite a different monster in an F1 car compared to in a GT car. I mean, obviously, but like... It doesn't even feel like the same track half the time. Okay, so how did the AI not use any fuel on the run up to the start line? Let's see how it is the first to set an example lap. So expect the Mercedes car to probably set like a mid-19 somewhere along the lines of this lap, or somewhere through the course of this lap. Oh! The car will do that literally every time. It doesn't seem to matter what I do. Yep, there's a 19.8 from Amy. And I'd expect a Mercedes to go faster. Well, it's not the greatest lap of all time. I do pride myself at being pretty good at Spain. But I think that is just because of how much I drive on it. I sit fourth. It's actually changed tires. Gasp, I remembered for once. I am only half a tenth rather, faster than Natsuki and Thrasher. Yeah, there's Reimu with the
To view information on your current levels of tire wear and damage, press the MFD button to open the multifunction display, and then again to cycle to the tires and damage screen.
I know how to use the game menus, Jeff. Fastest in the speed trap right now? I don't know how. They have the best engine by miles. Let's check those timings. Oh, and suddenly Tyler is currently on pole. Dead even so far with the lap that Kadim has run. This is kind of the chassis part of the track. Think of it as like... Sector 1 is a mix of powertrain and aero. Sector 2 is just all aero, and Sector 3 is all chassis. Okay, yeah, that's not really fast. That's not faster, no. This is a track for the Red Bulls, yes. So now, with that all said and done... Oh, Nidori went fast. Let's just speed up ahead to within 3 minutes of the end of the session here. I'm behind a Ferrari. Luckily I don't think I'll have to worry about that going faster than me. Or not. I shouldn't anyway, unless he's on an in lap. Or she, rather. He. There is no male driver on Ferrari. Alright, Tyler's seen enough. There's something behind me. I'm going to have... That's my teammate. Alright, well... Luckily, I shouldn't be in his way much, because we're in the same car. Stop! There's something about turn 3 that makes my nose itchy. Both times I went through, I just scratched my nose on the exit. Qualifying is over. But everyone started their laps, I think, anyway. These are professionals. Yeah, so this right here is the optimal passing zone on this track. Beyond that, turn 1 if you get the inside and can hold it for turn 2. Which is easier said than done. The chicane is pointless. Because it's not like it works as a passing zone in any regard. I have gone faster.
Excellent lap. We're really pleased.
7. That's like exactly where I should be in this car.
And with qualifying complete, let's review our top 3 today. Verstappen, Bottas and Charles Leclerc. With qualifying wrapped up, we now have our grid lineup for the big race tomorrow. Be sure to join us then for what will no doubt be a fantastic race.
So Tyler is your pole sitter. It makes sense because he is also really good at Spain in himself. think he won here in a league race. I think. Nidori. Then Amy, Remo, and Kadim has been out-qualified even by Suwako. And then it's me and Kurt Wilde, 4,000 separated. Golly. Natsuki and Sayori. So we have the Literature Club in the row behind us. And then the rest is just kind of history. You know, Bubbles is pretty... That AI isn't very good at this. So basically there's like two different things. There's either the car is fast or the AI is fast. Russell's AI is faster than most. The problem is Russell isn't a bad car. Kimi and Perez's AI cars are really good, but they're stuck in kind of meh cars. Albon has a really good car, but isn't the greatest AI driver. Bottas has the best car, but is kind of maybe like B tier, B plus, as far as AI driver skill. Meanwhile, Verstappen, Leclerc, and Hamilton are in really good cars and are the top 3 AI in the game. Vettel being a not so distant 4th. But I think if you put everybody like in the same exact car, the pecking order would probably be Hamilton, Leclerc, Verstappen, Vettel, Bottas, Raikkonen, Perez, Ricciardo, Albon, Norris. Because Raikkonen used to be a Ferrari driver up until before this season, when he wanted to end his career where it started back in 2001, which was Sauber at the time, but it became Alfa Romeo for this season and foreseeably again in the future. But it's still technically Sauber. Most of the people that worked for the Sauber team are still there. So I'm on the cusp of winning the first rivalry with Kurt Wilde. As long as I finish the race, it doesn't matter. Even if he beat me and had the fastest lap and everything else. As long as I just complete the race, I'll score the 1 point necessary to do that. Racing Point liked that.
Well done. Very solid result. You're looking good for the race.
Lead out of turn 1. I'd have to pass 6 cars, Jeff. Unlikely outcome. So now with the contract benefits too, I'll get bonus resources from this race.
What does the Spanish Grand Prix have in store for us today, I wonder? I hope we see some tight wheel-to-wheel action down the main straight, circa Mansell and Senna way back in '91. Or maybe we'll have a more strategic race here on a track where overtaking can be difficult. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he starts from pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Vettel, Alexander Albon, and Hamilton, Falcon, Norris, Perez, and Kimi Raikkonen.
I usually just show the top 10 of the starting grid and that's it.
Okay, the run into turn 1 isn't too long, so the pack will be bunched up. Take care.
Oh, good lord, Natsuki got like an all-wheel drive launch there, holy cow. But it is me that'll dive people, because I know exactly where to brake and the AI get cautious in turn 1. Hi Remo, hi Remo. Oh, you're not even close to me. I was like, I gotta leave all the space because the AI are dumb. No, they don't. Not always. Okay, now,
That's a decent start. Good job.
return. And we are still too wide. Oh, I don't like this. This corner is scary. Just take it. You're a maniac. I don't want to do that. Hi, Kadim. I'm not sure. I wasn't trying to pass Reimu. I was just trying to keep Kadim there for a moment. That corner has a weird bump in it that can sometimes just destroy you as well. And now until the moment I die, pretty much. Okay, especially if the car does that for no reason. I'm in danger. Hamilton's not really catching the way that I thought he would, to be honest. Or Kadim, not Hamilton. Okay, missed that turn a little. Like, and this is not great. Jesus. Braking isn't good. Ha! Take that. Have a Suwako. I am fresh out of ERS charge. Suwako has done nothing. No reason to try and put himself, so I just got absolutely yeeted. That's a curb. Maybe don't touch this.
Approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums.
Not terribly scared of Suwako yet. So I said the AI always runs 6-6 downforce, but I do believe, I don't remember if it was confirmed or not, but it's been speculated that the AI, your teammate, will actually borrow your setup. Which the setup, if you're intelligent, is usually faster than the one the AI always uses. Which is probably why Kurt Wilde has been such a strong challenger. The slouch by any means, but he's certainly not normally competing right up with the Red Bull here. That curb again this time actually helped though. Oh, he doesn't have DRS, it looks like.
Okay, we might want to pit early. This car's bunched up ahead.
That's interesting. I've never heard that line before. Oh, they are. Oh, good lord, though. At this point, it's less me trying to put myself up a spot and me just trying to keep Kadim from getting more. By just putting myself in his way. But I don't want to do it too much because Suwako is obviously there. That was a weird corner exit for me. You may want to pit early, except that was already the plan to begin with. No one else is going in on lap 5, I guarantee it. It was like a perfect turn 9. Not that it matters, because that is a Mercedes ahead of me. Okay, and especially doesn't matter if I don't make the next turn. Okay, and especially doesn't matter if the car just decides it wants to leave. The vehicle has decided that it would rather be at Jerez right now than Barcelona. And I barely will get DRS.
Leclerc has set the fastest lap of the race so far.
I don't see how that's relevant to me.
We're going to box this lap, push hard on the in-lap.
And the standard vehicle cruise layout of... Actually, it's not standard, but it will be shortly. By shortly, I mean after turn 10. Broke a little early for that. Be gone, Suwaka.
Don't forget, box this lap.
God, I nearly smacked that. Yeah, as expected, nobody is going in, but I think this might actually be suicide. I don't think I'm going to be clear of the, although the Williams will be ahead of me. Barely.
Release, release.
And depending on if he goes in a lap, like later, if
Up to speed now. Let's get some heat into those tires.
If Bubbles doesn't go in quickly, I may end up running into her. But you know who will run into her? The leaders. So... It's a drastic difference between those two gears. Good lord. Also, once again, the mediums feel better than the soft tires. I suppose the fact that I've emptied some fuel from the car is probably helping. Okay, yeah, I'm absolutely going to catch Bubbles here, unless she gets like this lap.
Lando is coming in for a stop.
And I don't think she will. I think she'll be in on the lap after this. Yep.
Okay, gap ahead is 3.0 seconds.
Should I have pushed on the outlap? Probably, but I just kind of didn't. Tyler and Kadeem are at odds right now. It's kind of sad considering the distance between them when Kadeem went into the pit lane. Probably, so Tyler must have gotten really held. And Hamilton is on the hard tires. I don't think that was necessary. I wonder what tires Tyler is on.
BMW has just fitted the hard tyres. Car ahead now on the hard compound.
Okay, we are not turning. As Tyler is having to go around Bubbles the hard way. It'd be really impressive if the car weren't 3 seconds a lap slower. This is really inhibiting Kadeem, which is great for me. Okay. Oh, you still got DRS, you cheesy brat. Hi, how are you? Oh no. Thank God Suwako had the knowledge to back out of it. I have survived, and overtaken and therefore further inhibited Kadeem's progress. I'm actually kind of fighting with the leaders here because they've hit traffic. That's Nittery up there. And Amy is considerably provisionally in the lead. And Arena has decided that they don't want to pit her, you know, when they're supposed to. There's always one, ain't there? Oh, we're not turning again. Probably dirty air. I'm just basically losing downforce because I'm behind somebody else. Which is the reason why you usually want high downforce. One of them anyway, around this track. Suako is on top of Kadim now. I don't know. I wouldn't imagine he has damage. I can't imagine anything that happened recently where he would have gotten any. It's a nice curve to me. Maybe next time don't hit it.
Caution.
What?
The virtual safety car is out. Reduce speed.
Oh, Blossom is out.
Positive delta. Some information on Strong. It looks like the problem is terminal. They're retiring the car.
It's like I have a benchmark now. I'm surrounded by two cars, so I just mimic them, and that's when I know that, like, I'm not going too fast.
Okay, we're reaching a danger point with the wear on the MGU-H. Overheating the engine will exacerbate the issue, so keep the temps under control. VSC ending, we're
That's
going
a word,
green.
Jeff.
Maintain positive delta until the green flags. Green flag.
Oh, DRS, how convenient. God, this is a tight bunch. Oh! Hey, this is where Blossom had her engine problem. Blah, 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 blah. I mean, I'll get DRS, but so will Ramu, so... And that Ferrari is a lot faster. Tyler is gonna maybe try the outside on me. Too busy watching the other race ahead of me. Don't touch that curb ever. Pro tip. Now I'm too busy trying to not hit the curb, and I just totally missed turn 2. This is a mess. Rainbow's looking for that one opportunity she can seize to just yeet them both, but it's not presented because they're really making a wall. Tyler and we are still too wide as we head towards the corners we really can't do that in. Nittery will get out ahead. And that is the opportunity Rainbow wanted but didn't need. So now it's the opportunity that I wanted to do absolutely nothing. Or maybe do absolutely everything? No. That would have been a corner cut penalty right there if it were on. You are without protection. Oh, good lord, have fun with that, Tyler.
That brings you up a place.
Well, he did keep them behind him. I don't know how. I guess probably just the fact the road was blocked by the two of us. Amy, I think, is looking set to take home another one. Barring any unforeseen mishaps. What you mean, it is Ferrari. Ah! I'm also like out of additional fuel, so that's gonna make the next defense into one even harder. I would say the difficulty needs to go up, but it's not going to be after this race, because the following track is just too much of a nightmare to even bother. Oh yeah, I am absolutely dead. That's not even like the super engines of like the Ferrari or Mercedes, and I'm just deleted from the game. Now Remu is literally up my gearbox. I didn't think I'd be in DRS range, but here we are.
Leclerc's out in front.
I have been aware of this for some time now, Jeff.
We have 5 laps of fuel remaining.
We're about to have 5 laps of racing remaining, Jeff. Isn't that something? Oh, Tyler is, he's seen enough. Again. You don't even have DRS. This is nonsense. Your engine just exists, and it catches me like you have DRS. That was a lot of curb I did not need. Crowd intensifies. And goodbye, Raymond. Bye, bye, bye. Totally okay racing lines. Well, technically it's my own steering wheel usually, because there's not much grip on the part that's not the road. You know. It's kind of logic. If it's not tarmac, it's not grippy. Maybe the last time I'll have DRS in this race. It's about the only reason why Kadim's not going to get by me here. Oh, that's a good turn from me. Me trying to move the menus around, but also really having to scratch my nose for the 70th time in this race. Also, I didn't think I'd still be getting DRS off of that Ferrari at all.
Operational progress. They seem to have an issue.
Oh dear. Also, how am I supposed to keep mileage to a minimum? Do I just park the car, Jeff? That never made sense to me. I didn't think I'd still be within DRS range of Rainbow here. Probably not being lean if I'm trying to stay with her, though. No, we're fine.
Leclerc's taken the lead.
He's been in the lead, Jeff. Oh. Not entirely. She and Nittery are fighting for the win. 1.5 to go. Tyler, not within striking distance necessarily, but if something happens, preferably that something doesn't happen to me. I'm sorry, Kadeem. Do you really think that's a good idea? That's right. You get the hell back there. I have enough fuel to defend on this final lap, but, well, I don't think I'll have to worry about attacking Reimu. That's gonna be a mess down the back, front, straight away.
This is your final lap of the race. Gap to teammate behind is 14.8 seconds.
Getting away.
Less than a lap of fuel now. The tank is empty.
I'm confused. How did not only did Nittery not get up to Amy, but she also lost out to Tyler. I'm confusion. Well, one's only left to imagine what could happen with this front six. Had this race been longer, I think Tyler has the pace to get by Amy. Were there more laps, but that's not the case.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
That's it. It's your compelling speech, Jeff.
So, another excellent win from Ferrari.
Dude, you look like Harry Potter.
Talk to me, Alex. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
I think a large part of the result comes down to temperament. They were able to keep their heads when everyone around them was losing theirs.
It's totally not accurate anymore.
A thrilling race and a tremendous effort by Ferrari. Their history is well known, so it's no surprise to fans the world over to see them come out on top once again. Now let's take a look at the driver standings. It wasn't the best weekend for our championship leader, and their advantage at the top has been reduced. Let's focus on the driver of the day. Anthony Davidson, who do you pick?
Roman Grosjean's my driver of the day. I don't think I've ever seen such a strong performance from him.
It's time to check out the constructor's standings.
Well, that's not saying a lot.
Championship leaders retain their position, but their lead is shrinking. Well, Ants, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Dude finished 16th, and this guy is like, I don't think I've seen such a performance from him. Dude, Thrasher has points on the board. And that's the keys. Well, kind of best of the rest. Shadow and Sayori will take the remaining points after the mechanical faults put Kurt Wilde out of them. Before that, I imagine he was probably 8th or 9th. If anything, driver of the day should be Amy, because she didn't start on the front row and still won. There's gotta be a precedent. There isn't. What? I won the rivalry, though. Surprised. The other rivalry's gonna reset and be back down to 0 each. And there's the race bonus of 50% of what I'd already gotten, I think.
Great work. That's exactly the kind of result I'm looking for. Keep it up. Looks like one of your rivals is also going to an upcoming historical event. If you choose to take him on, it might help get your name out there a bit.
That is a combination I wouldn't mind doing, but, like, I don't care for those. So... And here it is. This cataclysm. I at least have the flashback system, which is just basically like an undo button. Unlike other F1 or other games like Grid, it's unlimited, so I can just keep doing it. No matter how many times I screw up, but it doesn't make Monaco any or that much less of a pain. The one in Project Cars is wider, probably to, you know, compensate for the fact that not everything that you can drive there is an F1 car, but on this game, it is a tightrope, especially considering the steering in this game is a little bit more sluggish than Project Cars can be at times. Well, at least it's looking dry. Racing Point, can you stop? Alfa Romeo's past Toro Rosso. Me and Haas are, us and Haas are still inseparable, but Haas drivers aren't that great compared to Norris and me being the player. Racing Point is terrifying. I kind of wonder what they upgraded. I think I might know.
For me, this is probably what I'd
Yeah, that's kind of what we have to invest in forehead. Yes, the racing... No, it's not the engine they did. What do they do then? Might be Aero, considering they're tied with me. That's certainly not chassis. It's interesting because Ferrari dominates with aero, Mercedes wins with their engine, and Red Bull has the best chassis. We're fourth in both chassis and aero, and we're just kind of dead for the moment with power. Then again, we're going to be ahead of... We're going to be tied with Haas finally in engine, which means that will pretty much render them useless if this upgrade works. There's nothing else that I can do. I can skip this and probably earn like another 400 points and have enough for one more upgrade, but... Let's remember to switch parts around. That's the thing with simulating the sessions, is that the parts get worn a lot. Since the AI runs like 60 laps throughout the course of practice, so they run literally 3 full races at Monaco. Well, they run less laps here. I was expecting more points than that. They usually get like at least 370. There's nothing else I can do. I need 1,000 there. I can do this. I don't know why they're on about. I don't know what they're on about. Or this one. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. That's also finicky. That's fine, and that's fine. Yeah, so that is it for this episode of the Red Hot Racing Circuit. I'm scared of the next one, although, to be honest, if I can somehow pull out something from nowhere, I should be fine. Because Monaco, the AI aren't terribly good here. The kind of human advantage of knowing the limits of a track like this are beneficial, even with immense amounts of downforce added to the car.